guys, welcome to this week's Sunday Spin, where we take the music that we're spinning and sharing it with you guys. We are just at a break, so this is now season 2. Woo! Whoever thought we'd get to here? Laura, it is finally nice to see you again. If you guys
back on screen.
Yes, Laura. Yeah, and I'm Terry. So we just finished doing some pretty rad shit in September. We did take most of September, some of August off too. Do we want to talk about what happened in September?
Of course we want to talk about what happened. It was awesome.
Yeah, so if you guys weren't around, we did host Camp Pennsylvania back in Artemis, PA, and it was pretty fucking rad. I had a great time.
It was everything that we could have thought it would be for year one.
Yeah, so from the both of us, we definitely want to send a huge thank you to everybody who came and listened and partied with us and, you know, slammed us. I came back home with so many fucking bruises. It was some huge ones. And then after that, where did we go? Where did we go, Laura?
We went to Vegas. We went on vacation. After sending everybody else on vacation, we went on vacation to punk rock bowling. Our very first Vegas experience together and apart too. It was awesome.
Yeah, I thought, you know, there was some really good highlights. To me, Pears, definitely. Always been a Pears fan, never saw them live until I got to stand right front row. I even caught a pic, so now that's part of my punk rock bowling shadow box because, you know, I'm cool like that.
Yeah, for me, it was definitely the Bronx. I've seen them a million times, but I feel like every time I see them, I'm just like, oh, man, this is my band. Like, I want to cry. Oh, man, it was so good. There were so many sets that weekend that blew me away. Bands that I've seen before that were killing it. Bands I've never seen before. Bands I've never heard of. It was a perfect weekend.
Yeah, and you nailed it. It really was a perfect weekend. I'm definitely looking forward to May. Because that's where I'm going to be celebrating a big one for me, which is my Boro. So, Terry's getting old at PRB. Hopefully you guys can go there. I'll most likely be depressed, but that's okay. We're just going to have to deal with it together. At least I'll be around the people that I love, doing the things that I love. So I am stoked. Now, we do have a couple shows coming up in the next little bit. They're not Riot Squad media shows, but
they're shows!
Them coming, I promise. So our first one's going to be Coffee with Lions. They're playing at the West York Inn October 22nd. We've talked about these guys quite a bit on this show, and if you haven't checked them out, now is the time to do so. They will put on one hell of a show. Next one is Doc Ron. These guys have our hearts. We absolutely adore them. They are actually in a tour right now, but their next show will be at Fort Wayne Inn in Indiana. I want to say that's right.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. On November 5th. So make sure you go check those guys out. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for, the second season. Laura, who are you spinning this week?
So this week, again, I'm still kind of riding that punk rock bowling high. I had so much fun, and like I said, I discovered a lot of really cool bands. One of those bands that I discovered is my Sunday spin this week, and I'm talking about Babe Patrol.
Yeah.
They are out of, yes. Right. They are out of New York City. We had the pleasure of being able to see them twice at punk rock bowling. First time was at the pool party at the Grand with Guttermouth. Just wow. And then we got to see them again on the main stage. Personally, I really loved the pool party. I thought the energy there was really awesome, and I fell right in love with this band immediately. I did spin them a little bit prior once I saw their name on the lineup, just because I wanted to get familiar with everybody, but really seeing them on that pool party stage was what set it off for me. So since I got back, I've been spinning Secrets. It's their latest album. It came out July 10th. It's 13 songs, about a half an hour long, maybe a little bit longer than that. And holy shit, you guys. Like, I cannot say that enough about this band. The energy on stage, same thing as when you put it on your record player. It's just so fast, so in your face, so crispy, so loud. The vocals here blow me out of the water every time. So this album opens up with a song called Hole in the Head, and right off the bat, it just hits the ground running. And you get this like 90s, I don't want to say grunge vibe, but it's not quite straight punk, you know what I mean? It's a nice little blend of that. and then those vocals kick right in, and you've got these poppy hooks, and here is the birth of this wild melodic punk band, and you're just like, oh my god. So I really love that first track right on here. It made me want to listen to the rest of this, and it's tough with this one for me to pick a couple of my favorites, because I found myself going back through, and every time I listened to this record, there was something else that I loved about it. There was another track that stuck out to me. So on my latest round of listening to it, I really love, actually it is one of my favorites too, Raise Your Voice. It has this real skate punk vibe to it, with these big chunky like power chords in the beginning that kind of like have this like Blink-182 vibe almost, you know what I mean? It's really cool. But then Jewel hits you with these wild ass vocals again, and everything just falls into place. The way that they sound right next to the music is just a perfect balance. She's got these really beautiful harmonies with the other singer here, but the music is fast behind it, so you're kind of trying to piece all of this together all at once, but it flows so nicely. I love the lyrics here too. It's kind of talking about banding together, standing up and speaking out. They talk a lot about a sexual assault in here, and I think that that's a really huge thing for women right now. Especially going to shows and things like that. You know, we've had experiences. Honestly, unfortunately, a lot of us have had those experiences. So to hear a powerful band like this kind of come forward and sing about it, it gave me that reassurance, like when I listened to Bad Cop, you know, like, yes, this is my band and they're in my corner. So again, that made me want to keep on listening to these guys. I really love that. But my favorite song on here, you guys know that I like it fast, you know I like hardcore. There's a track on here called The Virus, and holy fuck. It just, again, hits the ground running. It's so intense. There's so much angst built up in her voice. The intensity of the music and the lyrics together, it's just unbelievable. There's like this nice little chunky New York hardcore breakdown in there, and you can really tell where they come from. And I can't wait to hear more of that in their future stuff too, because that really, that sealed the deal for me. I heard that song and I was like, what is this? And I love when bands can do that to me. So Bay Patrol, hell yeah. I had a great time at both of your sets at Punk Rock Bowling, and I will be listening to this for a long time. Terry, who are you spinning this week?
So funny that you mentioned the chunky guitars in this, because it made me feel like it was Bronx, but if they went pop. So kind of like, that's kind of how I got the feel when I was listening to this album, because they almost became my pick too, and it just happened that this album that I did pick was actually something that had been picked before, and I just can't seem to put this fucking album down. Now, I usually, when I do the show, do full lengths and then usually an EP or video, but this is actually an EP. I really had to talk about it. I just can't shake it. It's been part of my car rides to and from swimming, to and from work, everywhere, so I'm just going to talk about it. These guys are called Discomfort Creature. They came out with their self-titled EP back in 2021 in April. It's 7 songs, 18 minutes long. They're a Colorado 3-piece, so they include members from the Gamuts, Slim Cessna's Auto Club, and Sound Collapse. The album was written actually during the pandemic, and it was kind of very reflective of this album, and I'll definitely be talking about this a little bit more. Alright. And when they explain it, it says, during the worst year in human history, and the reason why they wrote it was just to escape reality, and it really comes through on this. The first opens up a small. Right away, it's definitely hard and fast. I don't feel that the vocals necessarily match their guitar, but it makes it really work, the style that they do it. So it's music that, because it's hard, I kind of want to circle pit, but then the vocals throw in, and they're nice, and they're clean, and they're crisp, and it really mixes up well, that makes you almost want to relax at the same time. So it's really that odd combination of the two. I find it has like a very early Green Day style, like, so if we're thinking about Dookie, also has like kind of what you feel like that alternative style from like mid-90s to like early 2000s. I don't want to say it's new metal, because it's not new metal, but it definitely has, because the guitar is actually very raw, so you don't have that mixing from like pedals or any of that distortion. I find it's a very clean guitar, especially right off the hop. and then it switches into hardcore really nicely, just kind of in like little spots, and you kind of hear that, and it piques me. So I'm like, what? I'll be like, all right, this is kind of nice and flowing. Then he just kind of pulls this like hardcore shit. I'm like, whoa, where's this coming from? So it's kind of really amazing how they do it. This song and the next song I'm going to talk about actually have no chorus. So it's a very different in the sense that we have verse, 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 bridge, solo, onto verse and song. And I was like, I loved it. I really did. It made me feel like I was able to more flow with the song. So often when it comes to like really catchy chorus, I'll just remember the chorus, forget the rest of the song. This really made me force. I love the whole song, and it kind of treated every verse as if it was a chorus, even though they were all different. So I really enjoyed that they were able to pull that kind of style as part of their song. So just fucking amazing. Anyways, they roll into the next song, which is even faster, and it's their titled song and also the name of the band, Discomfort Creature. Very true to their style. I really enjoyed it. This one also did not have a chorus, so it's very verse, verse, solo, verse, and the song. So I really enjoyed that. I find their transitions between verses, I guess maybe that could be the chorus really, just without any vocals, but they're so quick that they're just, I wouldn't even count it to be a chorus. I really have a hard time explaining this part of it, but it's so good, you guys have to give it a shot. I find this song especially made me really feel like New Bomb Third style. So because of the rawness of the guitar, they really, you don't have that. I find some bands, especially now, try to hide their style behind like distortions and pedals and stuff like that. These guys didn't even need any of that. They really just ran off their raw talent, and it's so good that you're just gonna love it. But yeah, at the end, there's an amazing solo to the song. You're gonna like absolutely adore it. I know I did, so it definitely hooked me on. But then I'm going to talk about the song that I really fell in love with, which was Droplets. It was a really good hardcore song, really hits off hard and strong, and you think you're going to know this song and what it means, and then they just slow it right the fuck down. And this is where that alternative style really starts to hit, and you're like, ooh, and it kind of makes you feel like back in like those Weezer days, like where you kind of really knew the song, but you don't know the song. And you think you're gonna know and how it's gonna flow, and then it just fucking hits you with that hardcore shit right in its chorus. This one does have a chorus, and you're like, holy smokes. And then right when you think you kind of have the song figured out, it just slows it right down again and goes right into the verse. And the way he sings again is just gorgeous. Really makes me feel that, you know, very, I would say like almost like the Pogues. That very clean, crisp voice, and almost has like a bit of an accent in it. I don't know if it's because I'm Canadian and I'm listening to an American. You guys do have accents to me, so at first I thought it was British. I didn't quite know. Had you had actually made me listen to this album and not know when it was released, I would have thought this album was released back in like late 90s, early 2000s, but no, it was just released in April. This Droplet song is actually about like the bullshit, you know, world been throwing at us in the last little bit. It really hit hard with me. Definitely shared a lot of the sentiments I've been feeling, kind of like, oh shit, if I like were to go away, would everyone even notice? And it really focused on that mental health aspect, which is really something that unfortunately during the pandemic I've been struggling with, and I know a lot of people have been. So definitely hit me in the feels. And then when you hit that a hardcore element, just kind of like tries to break me out of it. So I really enjoyed that stuff. I thought that the whole album was perfect. Very hard for me to pick the 3 songs that I did pick. So I definitely recommend that you go and listen, check these guys out. But now brings us to your shout out. Or who are you shouting out this week?
So this week, going back to Camp Pennsylvania, because again, still riding that high too. That was a really amazing time, I think, for the both of us. That we're going to be riding for a little while. But one of my favorite people put out another brand new EP. I'm talking about Brandon Richie out of Philadelphia. I fucking love this kid, you guys. He's so talented, so versatile. And I love watching him kind of experiment with different styles. This EP, he just dropped it on October 1st. It's 4 songs, only 6 minutes long. So put it in while you're washing your face and brushing your teeth in the morning, whatever you gotta do. It's called What's the Tipping Point? It was hard for me to pick something on here to shout out, so I'm going to throw 2 at you that you should check out. It's called Scooter Brooms, and what's your stud count? And these two are the epitome of Brandon Richie in a nutshell. You got a couple different styles here. You know, he goes from this poppy party punk into this very chunky, fast, hardcore, angry kind of song. And that's why I love him so much, is he's easily able to bounce between all these styles and put them together on something to where it sounds cohesive. So check it out. You will not be disappointed with anything by Brandon. Terry, who are you shouting out this week?
Before I get to my shout out, another camp band that wound up doing something pretty fucking special. I'm gonna say huge congratulations has to go out to Stolen Wheelchairs, who played Punk and Droplet just a couple weeks ago. Fucking sweet.
Oh, you can't see it. I got the poster up there.
Oh, you? Oh, so yeah, they played Punk and Droplet. They played with no effects, so face to face, sick of it all. It was
amazing. It was amazing. I wanted to cry. I was so just filled with all sorts of emotions. It was great. They killed it on that stage, and there's not a band in the world that deserves it more than them.
So I'm really excited to see what you guys keep doing. Keep doing it. You guys are fucking rocking it. We got to hang out with both Oscars back in Punk Rock Bowling. Had a blast with both of them. Dad and son. But yeah, I can't wait to see where these guys go. I can't wait to go catch another show. I hope it's a Punk and Droplet again, because I will be there. I will. The border's opening up, you guys. Ooh. I don't know when, but it's opening. So yeah, my pick for this week is At the Close. It's a music video by On The Cinder. These guys are from Buffalo, New York. They are rad. They remind me of that early style of like Alexis on Fire. You get that like melodic, yet you got that screamo hardcore that really throws in there, and the combination of the two, like, I love that style. I love that style way back then. I absolutely adore it now. This video is rad. You guys really do need to check it out. We also want to wish Mike from On The Cinder a very happy birthday. Not sure how old you are. I'm sure it's way younger than me. So happy birthday.
He's very young.
Very young. So young. So yes, I hope you have a wicked day. The girls here, we love you. So make sure you party quite hard. And yeah, I'm not hurting too much. But yeah, with that, we will see you guys. I'm so excited to say this again.
I know we're back. We are back.
All right, we will see you guys next week. Bye.